Welcome everyone to the Bay Area, the Golden Gate Bridge here in the background in San Francisco. I'm just a side act. Main act is the Golden Gate Bridge. So let's have a forward fold, and we're having a little warrior sequence here. So great for leg strength and also for hip opening. And we're starting simply by coming into a low lunge. Right foot comes back, left knee is forward, and you can move and mobilize here in this low lunge if you want to. Then alignment of the head to come up into high lunge is bringing the hands behind your head, cradling the base of your skull of the occiput, so you can press the head inside your hands. This will elongate the whole spine from the tailbone to the crown of your head, and then bring those elbows in. Elbows are tight and pinky fingers facing forward, and then stretch those arms up all the way into high lunge. Wonderful. Then release, arms back down and fold forward, trying to keep the feet at the same position, but if not possible, then step those feet a little closer together to come here into this triangle forward fold. Trying to bring the nose to the knee, and then release back down and step forward into forward fold without falling. The floor wasn't really even here at this Fort Mason. Release the head, nose to the knee, press those heels into the ground, elongating the back of your legs, and then step backwards with the other side. Right leg stays forward, left leg is pushing back. So first mobilize and grind your way into this hip opener. And once you're ready, hands behind the head, cradle your occiput, push your head in your hands. This will elongate your spine and also give your head direction of where you want your head to be. Then bring the elbows in and stretch those pinky fingers out to the sky. Nice hip opener here. I hope you're working out or yogging, stretching, toning outside with some fresh air and sunshine, just like I have. Some nice birds singing. And then stretch forward, triangle stretch forward, big hamstring stretch here for the right leg. Nose to the knee. Folding forward, stretching the hamstrings from your heel to the right sitting bone. Then if you feel like you need to come forward into forward fold, both feet together. Otherwise, from here, we're coming down into all fours and then into plank position. So if you want to use the trick of bringing one knee down for measuring the distance of your hips to the ground, you can, and then engage the navel, pulling your hip points together, really strengthen your core, one long line from your heels all the way into the crown of your head, trying to elongate, give your whole body directions, pressing the mound of the index finger, the hands into the ground, shoulders away from the ears, heels are pushing backwards, crown of the head is pushing forward. Everything has a nice direction and a grounding. And then one nice triceps push down and releasing the front body and the spine here in this cobra wave. Arms way out to the side, so come onto the points of on the tips of your fingers, elbows bend, elbows pulling out of the shoulder, and then wave forward. Nice wavy motion forward, engaging from the navel, pulling the navel away from the floor, expanding the chest, and then rolling back forward. And do whatever feels good for you. These mobilization exercises are really for you to explore and to find out where something is stuck in your body, maybe in the neck, the shoulders, maybe the chest, or maybe something feels really good right now in your hips, this opening, this elongation in the front line. Usually feels really, really good, especially if you've been sitting a lot. And then slowly come back with the toe mounts on the ground and push into downward facing dog. We're mobilizing our feet, mobilizing the first toe joint, and our ankles. We're stretching the hamstrings, we're opening the chest. So you can imagine pressing up against an imaginary resistance, pressing your sacrum against an imaginary resistance, and then lowering slowly your heels back down. This is great training, strengthening of your arches of the feet. One of the main goals of restructuring, rebuilding the arches here of the Corrective Works Program, and also the mobilization and opening of structures that are too tight, and the strengthening of structures that are too weak, in order to rebalance our body. Then from down dog, come into down dog, split with the right leg up to the sky and step forward into a warrior 2 position. So the back foot is 60 degrees, pressing into the outer arches of your feet. Nice outward rotation here of the back leg. So both legs are trying to rotate outwards onto the outer edges of your feet. And then again, hands into the back of your skull, onto your sacrum. And then lengthen those hands up. Give your whole body direction. Always tell your body what to do and give your body a meaning, a direction, and a place where to go to, where to aim to. We always need an aim where we want to go. Then step backwards into downward facing dog. If you can bring the forehead onto the ground. This gives your head direction and allows your neck to grow into the ground, create length in the neck. Sometimes we do need a little bit of resistance so our body knows where to push against. Bit paradox, but this is how our body works. We create space sometimes by resistance. Then down dog split, bring the left leg up, step forward, anchor your right foot this time 60 degrees into the floor. Try to bend the forward knee 90 degrees. Both legs are rotating out. And then bring those hands into the back of your head, elbows in, and stretch those arms out. Pinky fingers are reaching out and overhead. Release those shoulders down. Perfect. Think directions. Crown of the head reaches forward, tailbone reaches down and back. And you can wibble and wobble. Be very slow, getting in and out of every pose. Then step backwards into downward facing dog. You can either stay here or have a few spinal waves. One great spinal movement here from down dog, waving forward, one round line up all the way into plank, and then pushing the hips back and up into down dog. So big wavy motion forward, strong arms coming into plank, and then pushing from the hips backwards again into down facing dog. Great spinal mobility, core engagement, and then lift the right leg up again. We're coming in another warrior position. Again, anchor your left leg 60 degrees, and then wave up into warrior 2 position. Your shoulders are above your hips, so keep your shoulders square above your hips. Right knee is rotating out, and then imagine you're getting rid of your jumper, so you're crossing your arms in and out in order to position your shoulder blades on your rib cage. Take off the jumper, positioning the shoulder blades. You can do that a couple of times if you want to, crossing those arms in and out, and you will feel that your shoulders are much lower on your rib cage. If you want to, you can turn your palms up as to open your shoulders, and then come back forwards, come into the middle. We're doing a little exciting interlude. We're not coming into down dog. We're staying here in the wide stance, pressing the outer heels, outer edges, big toe mount into the ground, and bend the knees some. Knees pointing towards your second toe, and then stretch it back out, heels pressing into the ground. Bend the knees some, to your second toe and stretch back out. Heels, outer edges, big toe mount into the ground. If you want to raise your arches a little, lift those toes up. Make sure your arches lift, lifting those toes, pressing the big toe mount into the ground, lifting those arches. We want to create strong lifted arches here with this workout. Fantastic. Relax your upper body and then simply move with the hands to your left leg, to the other side for warrior position. So ground your right leg this time 60 degrees on the floor. Keep your forward knee bent 90 degrees. Make sure both hips are opened. And then first of all, come up, big rotation with the arm, circle the arm overhead and up. Bring your shoulders above your hips, square those shoulders above the hip, make sure they're nice and tightly sitting on top of your hips, and then take the jumper off, cross those arms in and out, and you want to keep your palms facing up to the beautiful sky here in Bay Area at the Golden Gate, as if you were holding the Golden Gate in your hands, letting your shoulder blades sitting nicely on top of your rib cage. Fantastic. Always check in the knee. Keep the knee rotating outwards, engaging your glutes. Come lower if you can, but don't shift forward with your shoulders. And then release forward. And come, step back into downward facing dog. Nice little interlude here before we going into our last adventure. Come into a down dog split. Left leg is rising up into down dog split. And come back into down dog, stretching those calves out, whatever feels good. Bend those knees, mobilize those toe joints. This should feel really good now. Opening your chest. And then come up with your right leg into a big down dog split and step forward. We're coming into warrior 3, which is airplane pose. So you don't want to step too far forward. Bring your weight over your right foot, lift the back leg, and now try to balance forward with your upper body parallel to the ground, lifting the back leg. Arms are out, pulling out of your shoulders. Remember to give every part of your body a direction. So your leg is standing on the ground. You have direction here, pushing down. Your crown of your head is pushing or pulling forward, toes pushing back, and your pinky fingers are pulling out of your shoulder. Every part of your body has a direction here in this flying position. And slowly come down, change sides, change via down dog. And then step forward with the left leg. Bring the weight over your left leg. Make sure to anchor your foot, outer arches. Big toe mount is grounded. You can always lift the toes if you need some more arch. And then lean forward and balance forward into airplane position. Strengthen your glutes here. And remember to always aim for something. So you're aiming basically constantly for length. We're constantly fighting against gravity. Gravity is constantly trying to pull us down, but we have to fight back. And then step back into downward facing dog. Slowly step forward into forward fold. What a great workout. Come back here anytime you want, enjoying the view and enjoying the great Bay Area here with the sunshine. I hope to see you back, and once you're ready, you can roll back up into standing. Inhale through the nose, lift the arms overhead, and exhale. This was so much fun. See you very soon. Bye.